Uh, I don't understand when people ask me how difficult for you train without father. Of course, this is difficult. I don't understand why you guys keep asking me this. This is very difficult. You know. What do you think? You have your father?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have father?
Yes, I do.
Yes. If something happened with him, what do you think? It's gonna be difficult for you or easy?
Yeah, obviously it's very difficult.
Yes, I'm human too. You know. Of course, it is very difficult.
Fighters don't often speak too openly about the trials and tribulations of their training camps.
Is that pop? Yeah. On my leg? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. No. Wasn't in that leg, was it? There's nothing, but didn't feel nothing.
So many things can go wrong in those weeks and months that lead up to big fights. From unforeseen injuries to fight week preparations, most people have no idea just how tough training camps can be.
I can leave. I can leave how much?
No, say 5 more minutes. You've been in for 10
No.
You've been in for 10 minutes. You gotta go 5 more, Chris.
So let's take a closer look and see what these MMA legends have to say about their worst ever fight camps. And it was Georges St-Pierre's one middleweight appearance that proved to be his worst training camp.
My last fight with Michael Bisping, I tried to put on extra weight. So I followed a diet program that I was eating almost every 2 hours. And I think your system is like a car, you know, if you do a lot of mileage, it overuse it. So that's what happened with the stress and everything. During my training camp, I had big problem, you know. So I did some tests, it came out negative, and I said to myself, this fight being delayed, not delayed, but postponed so many times that if I do something, if I say that publicly, what is going on, I'm gonna lose the opportunity to fight for the title at 185. So I keep it shut, and I told myself, I said, whatever it is, I'll deal with it after the fight. So I did the fight, everything went well. Then after I went to do, it's called a colonoscopy. They put a camera inside of you.
Yeah.
And I got diagnosed with ulcer colitis.
Putting on so much weight in such a short amount of time in order to make himself viable at 185 pounds was a big mistake, as it turned out. GSP developed colitis, a form of inflammation to the colon that makes regular digestion extremely tough. By the time he had reached fight week, his illness was peaking, and yet St-Pierre once again proved his championship mettle, winning the fight with a dramatic stoppage. He would later go on to describe the camp as the worst of his life. But no fighter can boast an injury-filled training camp that rivals the one that TJ Dillashaw suffered through.
How's your shoulder doing now, and are we going to see you fight again?
Unfortunately, I can't even, I can't do this.
Really?
Holy sh! And it doesn't hurt, it just doesn't work. I can't comb my hair, like it's hard to take a drink of water kind of thing. So long story, no, I will not be coming back.
On the long list of blockbuster events that nearly got derailed due to injuries, UFC 189 and Conor McGregor's scheduled showdown with José Aldo, and eventually his replacement Chad Mendes, has to be right up there. McGregor ruined his ACL during his preparations for José Aldo at UFC 189, limiting his ability to train correctly, especially on kicking and grappling. However, just when Conor's camp seemingly couldn't get any worse, Aldo was forced out of the fight with a rib injury. This led to the UFC drafting in a totally different replacement, the powerful wrestler Chad Mendes. What was already a disaster was now a total nightmare. Thankfully, on fight night, Conor would not be denied, and after weathering the wrestler's early storm, he found his way back to his feet and TKO'd him at the end of round 2.
Hey, sunshine.
What's up?
This is what you call a rude awakening.
Yeah.
He broke his rib.
Oh my god. So what happens now?
That's why we're here. We're here to talk to him.
Remember, if you're enjoying this content, be sure to get involved by liking the video and leaving a comment. The last thing that Merab Dvalishvili wanted to do ahead of his clash with Umar Nurmagomedov was pull out of the fight, even if he suffered greatly for it.
Oh, I don't have my phone with me, but I will post it maybe picture later. So like in November, I got big cuts on my leg, and then this is just heal up like Wednesday, like close finally. It was big cuts, and then it was taking so long to heal up, and then it get impacted, and then every time somebody touched me and I was doing wrestling or kicking, that was so painful, and that was challenge for in this training camp. And then so what happened was, and then I said, okay, let's go outdoor, and with my friends I go outdoor, and I was grabbing my friends, running the mountains and lifting, and lifting heavy, and then my back messed up, and then and then I was doing workouts that I was not doing last maybe 8 months, and it hits me then, and then I had this fight, and I and I'm like laid down in my bed, like I'm depressed, I cannot go gym, and Umar Nurmagomedov talking trash. Oh, Merab will pull out. I won't be surprised if Merab pull out. I'm like no, I'm not gonna pull out. I'm never pull out.
That's the sign of a true champion, right? Merab was willing to go out there and put it all on the line, and somehow he ended up clowning Umar in the final round. We all know he has a ridiculous gas tank, but that also takes incredible heart. We've dealt with a lot of injuries and illnesses so far, and Khabib Nurmagomedov also went into UFC 254 after a fight with the mumps. But there was an emotional battle going on too, make no mistake.
Speaking of Khabib, did you see this interview he did last week? He did it with a Russian outlet. I apologize, I forget their name. And he showed a picture of what his face looked like before the Gaethje fight when he had the mumps.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I knew he had mumps.
See him like that in that state?
I didn't see him in that setting, but I knew he had mumps. I knew a few of them did. It wasn't just him. Like, it just kind of went through their training camp. Yeah, it was crazy.
His face, I believe we're showing the picture right now. It was massive.
It looked like my face. It looks like me after I'm done fighting for a long time. But no, his face looked very swollen. And, I think what Khabib did was even more impressive because of all the obstacles he had to take and get through during his training camp. It was not a very good training camp for Khabib.
I don't understand when people ask me how difficult for you train without father. Of course this is difficult. I don't understand why you guys keep asking me this. This is very difficult, What do you think? You have your father?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have father?
Yes, I do.
Yes, if something happened with him, what do you think? It's gonna be difficult for you or easy?
Yeah, obviously it's very difficult.
Yes, I'm human too, of course it is very difficult.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
And Khabib Nurmagomedov is immediately resorted to tears, and you can be sure bottling up a lot of those emotions here during this fight week.
Rumors began to circulate that Khabib's final ever fight camp was marred by illness. Sure, we didn't know that he was about to retire at the time, but the fight also carried a lot of significance due to the fact that his father, Abdulmanap, passed away. And it was the Eagles' first ever fight camp without him. Between the mumps that he contracted, his grief, and the knowledge that he would never make that walk again, to say Khabib suffered during this camp would be putting it lightly. So to see him go out there and look as dominant as ever was truly surprising. Kane Velasquez might just have been the most hyped heavyweight champion of all time, but seeing him lose in his first ever title defense was shocking. Or at least it was until we got more info.
On the wall, please. Try to stay close to the wall. Try to stay close to the wall. Switch! Switch! Go quick.
Everyone in Kane's camp was denying that, but I'm wondering if you found out any more information if that was in fact true.
Oh, it is true. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, I'm sure they denied it before the fact, but I know for a fact it's true.
Close to 100% health-wise, where are you going into this fight?
Just little nagging injuries here and there, just the usual, that you get through training camp. So I couldn't say that it was worse than anything else I've had, but that's pretty much it.
Kane wouldn't be drawn into confirming the rumors that he had torn his ACL, which tells you all you need to know about his honor. But when actual proof came out, that first-round KO loss to Junior Dos Santos looked a whole lot more forgivable. Plus, when you factor in that Cain absolutely brutalized Dos Santos in their second and third fights, yeah, we can definitely give him a pass on that one. And finally, how could we not mention the absolute hell that Cris Cyborg went through during her time in Invicta and the UFC just to make weight?
É, galera, bati 150, ainda falta mais 5 pounds e fazer banheiro agora. Eu odeio esse banheiro aqui, ó. Mas vamos lá.
Última etapa.
Última etapa. How much, George? How much? How much more?
10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes.
I can leave.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
I can leave. How much?
No. Say 5 more minutes. You've been in for 10.
No.
You've been in for 10 minutes. You gotta go 5 more, Chris.
Ele falou que era 10, meu. You say 10 minutes, Rob.
I said you have to stay in for 15 minutes. You've been in there for 10.
This is the hardest part of the game for sure. It's part of the whole weight cutting process. This is what separates the champions from the contenders.
It's hard here.
3 minutinhos.
It's a mental thing more so than anything. The physical part is done. You're pretty much just mentally broken. So it's about making a decision that you're gonna win the weight cut and you're gonna make the weight and get it off. And man, Chris has been a champion at that every single fight. So you know, we're right on schedule to be on for this fight.
4, 3, 2.
Things go from okay to terrible in an instant when you fight with Cyborg, and there it is. Cyborg putting it on Van Duyn. Knee to the body for good measure. Oh, that might have hurt her. Van Duyn just goes down to the floor. It's done. Steve Mazzagatti has seen enough. Christian Cyborg Justino, victorious via first round TKO.
Making that weight look like it was genuinely killing Cris Cyborg every time she did it. And yet, whenever the time came to fight, she showed up and absolutely destroyed all competition. In this bout, Faith Van Duyn was the one who was unfortunate enough to be standing in front of her. And the way Cyborg beat her up, it looked like she was genuinely taking all of that anger and pain out on her opponent. That's the sign of a true fighter, folks. But what do you think is the most impressive performance a fighter has ever given, in spite of a terrible fight camp? Let us know in the comments below. Enjoy this video? Be sure to smash that sub button and stick around and support the channel by checking out some of our other uploads. Thanks for watching.